Good morning, guys. It is Wednesday. Means we are almost to the weekend. Okay, let's get this little thing out of the way. 9/11. We all know by now that it was an inside job. It was people involved with the White House. I don't think it's a coincidence. The guy that bought the leases in the buildings took out billions and billions of dollars of insurance on the two buildings, okay? On all three of them. Now, nobody talks about building number 7 going down because that would make it obvious what actually happened there. It was explosives. We have been lied to from 9/12 on about what happened that day. There have been so many documentaries with engineers that have said this was not done by a plane. Pentagon, remember that hole? That was done by a missile, an air-to-ground missile. There's no way a 747 went through that hole. There's absolutely no way. A 747 would have taken out that whole side. Just saying, people. Moving on to more current things. Netanyahu has vowed that he's going to annex West Bank's Jordan Valley after next week's election. What? This one says you have to stop and think, what in the hell is he thinking? And nobody really is saying anything about it. Not that much. They're more focused on Bolton being either resigned or fired. And Pompeo made a remark that it's a shit show with Mnuchin. You know, the head guy of the Federal Reserve that's not federal at all, it's private. Yeah. That. And they're going to put more sanctions on Russia, but Israel strikes 2 Hamas posts after rockets fired from Gaza. Well, a couple weeks ago, Israel was firing into Gaza, which means they started this. Hey, I say let forward leaders go into the middle of the desert, fight it out, last one standing wins everything. I don't care. Now, back to what I made reference to is Trump cutting his dog of war loose. I don't know. I don't really care. I do know, and I certainly hope that people in this country will start to wake up and realize that this is all, just like Pompeo said, a shit show. It is. That's all it is. The only reason Trump put an R behind his name is because that's how he was going to win. If he would have been guaranteed to win, the D on his name, that's where he would go. If he'd been guaranteed to win with I for independent or C for communist, it wouldn't have mattered. He was guaranteed a win. That's where he went. People forget that he was a Democrat, New York liberal, on 33rd Street. I can make fun of him because my late mother was from New York State. That used to drive me crazy. The way her and her brother would say it, 33rd Street. It would come out as 33rd Street. Anyway. Trump would have gone any way he had to get this win. He doesn't need the money. He doesn't need the prestige. The power. That is what it was about. He's no different than Netanyahu. They're both opportunist snakes. They all are. It's a snake pit. It was called swamp. It should have been called snake pit. But I can tell you, I've never seen such a disorganized administration in my 27 years of voting. I'm talking about since I've been voting. First time was 92 and 94, 93, 94 actually, when Bill Clinton ran the first time. I don't remember. I've been doing this for so long. And it's taken me this long to finally realize it doesn't matter what we vote for. It doesn't. It does not make two hoots in hell what we vote for. We are just pawns in the game. That's it. I will say that in the last 20, 30 years, the poverty in this country has gone through the roof. People out in California, even when they work a full-time job and a part-time job, can't pay rent. They can't pay for anything beyond a tent over their head. Especially in San Francisco or anywhere near Silicon Valley. I remember when Reagan was the president, not president, but the governor of California. He left that state in a very conservative state of mind. They were very organized. They weren't overtaxed. And then when Arnold Schwarzenegger became governor, he tried to cut some of the taxes, tried to get rid of some. That didn't work. And now they got, from what I understand, is a federal felon that somehow became governor. And that state's just gone down the tubes. I mean, you just see it circling down like a turd. I'm going to do research because I am pretty sure our poverty level in this country is where Russia was in February of 1917. That was the revolution which pushed the Tsar Nicholas III off the throne. He advocated the throne to save Russia. Then later that year there was another one in which the workers rose up and took the country back. That is what we are going to have to do here. We're going to have to put all our petty issues aside and start to understand that there is no left, there's no right, no conservative, liberal, Democrat, Republican. It doesn't exist. Remember, we went through the book of the Learned Elders of Zion, and it made it very clear in there that they want to keep us divided. Because if we come together, we put all this other crap aside and focus on saving this country, and we could do it. We could move mountains, man. I'm telling you. We could do this. One, we gotta get a very clear objective. And that objective is to save this country for future generations. 2, we got to understand that all this political crap is just a 3-ring freak show with a bunch of thieving, opportunist snakes running it. Run them out. Just like the Bolsheviks did. Run their asses out. Pitchforks, torches, whatever it takes. Run them out. We would have to open our minds up. Before we could do all that, we'd have to open our minds up and research how Vladimir Lenin and Leon Trotsky and Joseph Stalin led people to do this. How they managed to get people on the same page long enough to do this, to run the autocracy of the Romanov house out of power. When they all came together, they were successful. They pushed them out. So I know that with all our technology today, that we set all these little things aside and we focus on the bigger picture, saving this country for future generations, we could do this. Tomorrow I'm going to talk about the UBI. We're going to go in detail with it and how I see it work, how it could work. I will see you tomorrow.